I'm tired and I wanna go to bed. I had a little drink about an hour ago, and it's gotten right to my head. Wherever I may roam, by land or sea or foam, you will always hear me singing this song. Show me the way to go home. I'm tired and I wanna go to bed. I had a little drink about an hour ago, and I got right to my head. Wherever I may roam, on land or sea or foam, you can always hear me singing. Sorry, I good.
JAWGUST is back once again. Jaws is 50, so I thought, my friends, for you to come with me as I go back to Amity. A 31-day podcast, talking 4 minutes of Jaws each day. It will be another month-long show for me, and I hope to see you there, 'cause JAWGUST is back again.
Happy Sunday, everybody. It's Sunday, August 24th, which means it's the 24th day of JAWGUST, which means it's the 24th day of Golden JAWGUST, which means for the 24th day in a row, I am here podcasting to you about 4 minutes of Jaws. Today, we are covering minutes 98 to 102. We have cracked the 100th minute of Jaws. Now on day 24. Can you believe that we are a little over a week away from the end of JAWGUST? It is exciting and sad all at the same time. I wonder if I'll be doing any shows at more reasonable hours. I feel like that has to happen because I'm talking to you right now and it's already 10:15, and I need to get the show on the road, get the show out, get to bed at a reasonable hour. Well, it's already way past a reasonable hour. Well, no, I guess right now would be a reasonable time to go to bed. Between 10 or 11, I think, is like, you're not going to bed early, but you're not going to bed late. But I always feel like 11 p.m. is late, and a half hour later, that's because that's when late night would start or Saturday Night Live would start. It's all it has to do with television programming, TV shows, prime time. Rated R movies on HBO started at 8, so that's when the evening started, and around 11 is when a lot of the programming went over to news, so that's when the evening came to an end and it was time for bed. My entire childhood schedule was wrapped around, can I stay up for Alf? Can I stay for Alf? Can I stay for Night Court? Oh my goodness, could I stay? There's no way I could stay all the way up for St. Elsewhere. That would be like crazy. I need to go to bed. All that to say, I should try to get these shows done earlier so I can get to bed at a more reasonable hour. And yet, as I'm talking to you, I feel like I haven't even touched upon the wonderful world of Jaws. I've been just rambling, so maybe I would get to bed at a more reasonable time if I stuck to the topic. And what a wonderful 4 minutes today's was. It's great because there's a very classic, memorable moment. There's the end of one classic moment, another classic moment fully in this, and that's kind of it. Like it's a brisk 4 minutes. It's a quick 4 minutes. It's not like you have to sit down and go, oh, very deep. It's just that first minute. Of course, the ending of Quint's speech is very much like on the edge of your seat. And then you get this juxtaposition of relaxing. They're having fun. They're kind of unwinding. They're bonding. And then the rug gets pulled out from under you. And it's like, oh yeah, I forgot. There's a shark out there and he wants to eat us all. So this 4 minutes picks up with Quint talking about his baseball playing friend, Herbie Robinson.
Well, he'd been bitten in half below the waist. Noon the fifth day, Mr. Hooper, Lockheed Ventura saw us. He swung in low and he saw us. He was a young pilot, a lot younger than Mr. Hooper anyway. He saw us and he come in low, and 3 hours later, a big fat PBY comes down and started to pick us up. That was the time I was most frightened, waiting for my turn. I'll never put on a life jacket again. So 1,100 men went in the war. 316 men come out. The Sharks took the rest June the 29th, 1945. Anyway, we delivered the bomb.
And 29 years later, Alex Kittner, on June the 29th, 1974, because I'm going by when it was filmed, he was eaten by a shark. What? I wonder if that date was chosen on purpose or it's just the timing. Very awesome ending to the speech. I love the thing where he's like a young pilot, younger than Mr. Hooper. Like he is, the way he's kind of painting a picture, you could just see that this guy, like the actual Robert Shaw, is a storyteller. And it's wild when like the thought of, a ship comes by and starts to pick them up. And he says, that's the time I was the most frightened, waiting for my turn. Can you imagine, like, I don't know, maybe some other guys were killed while waiting. He didn't say that, but just like that thought, and that I'll never put on a life jacket again. I don't know if I ever, I think when we talked Jaws for Fine Movies, Fine Spirits last month, my buddy Dave said something about him not wearing a life jacket. And I don't think I ever really listened to that or just kind of never paid attention to that line. But I hear it now because I'm really focusing on these minutes. And it's like, the bobbing in the ocean will just bring him back to that. The feeling that you're just there waiting to be picked off by a shark, like that is traumatizing, and that he'll never do that again. I just love that. It just says so. It's a wonderfully inserted line that says so much in just a few words. And then that great 1,100 men went into the water. 316 men came back out. And I love the way he says, anyway, we delivered the bomb. I don't know if I didn't say it right, but the way he says it, his inflection is just, he gets to, like, this is his major monologue, but he gets his introduction as kind of a monologue as well. And it's just two friggin' awesome moments, very different parts of the movie, very different circumstances, but it just incredibly delivered. And it is shocking that this man was not nominated for anything for this role. shocking. So then to kind of break us out of that tense moment, you get this whale song in the background. And Brody's like, what's that? And Hooper says, it's a whale. And then Quint breaks into Farewell and Adieu again, just to kind of, pass the time. And that's when Hooper, as you heard at the beginning, breaks into a song of his own.
Show me the way to go home. Show me the way to go home. I'm tired and I want to go to bed. I had a little drink about an hour ago and it went right to my head. Wherever I may roam, on land or sea or home, you will always hear me singing this song. Won't you show me the way to go home? Wherever I may roam, on land or sea or foam, you will always hear me singing this song. Won't you show me the way to go home? Show me the way to go home. I'm tired and I wanna go to bed. I had a little drink about an hour ago and it went right to my head. Oh, show me the way to go home. I'm tired and I wanna go to bed. I had a little drink about an hour ago and it went right to my head. Wherever I may roam, on land or sea or foam, you will always hear me singing this song. Won't you show me the way to go home?
Show Me the Way to Go Home is a popular song written in 1925. So by the time this movie came out, the song was already 50 years old. It was written by the English songwriting team Jimmy Campbell and Reg Connolly, using the pseudonym Irving King. So the Irving King was actually two guys. The song is said to have been written on a train journey from London by Campbell and Connolly. They were tired from the traveling and had a few alcoholic drinks during the journey, hence the lyrics. The song is in common use in England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, and North America. I don't know if I got any of those accents right. These two guys, they wrote the music and lyrics in 1925, and then they self-published the sheet music. And that sold over 2 million copies, which basically gave them the capital to create their own publishing firm, Campbell, Connolly and Company. And they published the sheet music and recorded the song under the pseudonym Irving King, as I said already. Now, here's the thing, 1925, I never heard the song until I didn't hear the song in 1975, but I suspect many, many people, especially young people at the time, did not know or hear that song until Hooper, Quint, and Brody sang it on the Orca. But I imagine older people knew the song and might have known it from other movies, because Jaws is not even close to the first movie that this song was featured in. It was in 1928, The Crowd. 1932, Screen Songs was an animated short by Fleischer Studios, the great Fleischer Studios that made those awesome Superman animated shorts. The movie Hell Below in 1933. Beauty for Sale, 1933. Husbands, 1970. So from 1933 to 1970, nothing, not a whisper. Then in some movie called Husbands in 1970, I don't know it. Written and directed by John Cassavetes. I've heard that name. And then, of course, even on the Wikipedia page, which is where I'm getting all my, of course, perfect facts, it is most well-known. In its most well-known use, it was Jaws, 1975, of course, sung by Brody, Quint, and Hooper at night on board the Orca. But a few years later, I feel like at this point, people who are putting it in movies are doing it to copy Jaws. After Jaws, there's before, they just knew it as a song. After it, they knew it as the moment in Jaws. So there is, in the movie The Underground Eiger in 1979, it's a British documentary, so that doesn't count. Not the British part, the documentary part. There's a movie called Eat My Dust starring Ron Howard in a stolen car scene. Come on, that has to be a Jaws thing. Then Nothing in the 80s. Nothing. And in 1992, A River Runs Through It has a guy singing it. Woody Allen? I don't know. Maybe he wasn't. It was in a movie called Cassandra's Dream. Never heard of it. And they sing a song on a maiden voyage on their boat. Come on, that's Jaws. Piranha 3D. Richard Dreyfuss is in it, so of course that's Jaws. The Battery, starring, I've never heard of it, Jeremy Gardner. No idea. Towards the end of The Beautiful Fantastic in 2015. Someone sings it there. And then a group of people in a shelter during a World War II bombing of London are singing it in the movie Blitz in 2024. I feel like that is not a direct reference to Jaws, but many of these other ones I think have to be. They have to be. It's also been in TV going back to the 50s. But even in once you hit the 80s and the 90s, like Red Dwarf did it in the 80s, that has to be something to do with Jaws. I feel like anything in the last 50 years, most of it is singing it because of this scene in this movie. Yes, there might be a few, like that movie Blitz. It doesn't seem like it is in relation to Jaws or used because of Jaws, but I think every other moment is because of Jaws. So this is what happens when you go to a birthday party on a Sunday night. My niece turned 15 last week. Actually earlier this past week. And tonight we did the cake and ice cream and got pizza and, gave her gifts and just hung out. And in doing so, just the night gets later, which of course is why I started doing the show later. And that song, I didn't have that. I had an idea for that song earlier today. So I spent some time working on that. Mind you, it's a 2-minute song where I'm just kind of, slamming into my guitar. So it didn't take as long as you could probably say, well, that couldn't have taken that long. You're right. But in doing that, my dog did not go out the moment I got home from the party. In fact, she was asleep. So I said, you know what? Let's just get this show on the road. And then she woke up and said, not so fast, dickhead. You got to take me out. So I thought, why not once again kill two birds with one stone as we head outside and finish off today's JAWGUST episode. So we go right from that song to, that song is, we start with the whale song, we go to the Quint song, we go right into the Hooper song. They're relaxed, they're having fun, they're bonding, and then Spielberg says, boom, get you right back into the horror. First you see the barrel pop up and you're like, uh-oh, we know something that the guys on the boat don't know. So it's like, uh-oh, we're waiting for something to happen. And then boom, boom. I don't know what is smashing in this quick, but the shark is smashing in. And they realize it. And they're like, uh-oh, we got to get everyone on deck. And then there's a fire. He's telling Brody, Chief, put out the fire. He's telling Hooper, pump it out. He's like, I'm on it. So they're all in on this. They're all geared up, and they sobered up quick. They all jump on the deck together. Brody almost slips, which scares the hell out of me. And Quint takes his rifle. Very good, very, very good to see that rifle. I think that's the first time we actually see it. I know Brody had his handgun. Wait a minute, did Brody have his handgun already? I know that, no, maybe he didn't. Golly gee, I don't think so. I forget. I know Quint had his spear gun, his harpoon gun. But we see Quint take the gun out. He starts firing. Hooper's like, Quint, don't bother. And, of course, then we see the barrel going away, and Hooper's yelling at him. And I love that now the barrel represents the shark. You see the barrel, you see the shark. You know, before it was just on the John Williams score, but now you have the barrel. Look at this car driving down this road so fast. You bastard person. So, yes, I've hit that age where I get angry at people driving too fast. So, Hooper, yells off at well, not yells, but like, Quint, what are you doing? Don't bother. And then Martin had his gun at that point. I'm sorry. See, now I'm going off memory. I'm not looking at the clip, so I'm going off memory. And I think Martin had his gun out, but he didn't do anything. And then Hooper's like, Martin, you all right? Are you all right? And then we get this magical shooting star over their head. And I remember growing up being told that was real. Being told the shooting stars in this movie were real. And apparently, whoever heard it to tell me heard it from someone who heard it from someone who heard it from a friend who heard it from a friend who heard it from a friend who lied or was wrong, because it's not true. It's not true. There's been myth. This is like a movie myth that they captured 2 shooting stars while filming. And as far as I can tell, I would think it was a quote from the visual effects supervisor, Joe Alves, which, if I'm correct, didn't he direct part 3? Part 3. I think he directed the 4, maybe one of them. I'm sorry, I didn't want to talk about the sequels, but I brought up the guy. And I think they said, yeah, those were animated. Those were animated in. I mean, a lot of this was shot day for night. So, yeah, it did not happen. There was not actual shooting stars caught on film. I'm going down with, I read a couple things. I saw a blog post that was quoting the supervisor, the FX guy. So I'm going to go with that and say that the shooting stars were not real. I'm sorry, Dave, if you ever hear this. Maybe I'll bring it up to him someday. You know those shooting stars weren't real, right? You son of a bitch. But I don't even know if I feel like he might have told me, or he might have said it, but I feel like it was just something that we knew growing up, and it might have been because he heard it and told me. That's my guess. So that's where the segment ends. As I said, there's a good amount that happens, but it happens so quick, and oh boy, oh my goodness. Guess what, guys? I have a bag, and I'm fully prepared. I knew my dog. That's why she wanted to go out so late. Oh, hold on. Trying to do everything at once, yeah. Geek Mentality, the podcast where anything can happen, including picking up dog shit. So let me just unravel the bag. Yes. But she did it right on the neighbor in front of us. And this guy is like Mr. Perfect Grass. So I got to make sure to pick up every speck of feces. Okay. And boom, we're done. She still wants to walk, so I guess we're going to walk down the street some more. We're going to go down JAWGUST memory lane. On my left right now is Eric's house. Eric, who was on the Zoom. Then he left and ran up to my house. We sucked on a beer, and then he ran back. I mean, that is podcast legend status right there. You hear that? I don't know if you could hear that, but it sounded like a werewolf. And could that be a coyote? Okay, I might have just peed a little. That makes me nervous. Okay, I have a headlamp on, so hopefully I'd scare away any beast who came for me. That is, you hear, hoo, 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 hoo. I don't know if you hear that. That's no owl. That is a monster. I'm just on like my this road that is where my brother lives. It's where Eric lives. And it's like, I don't think I want to go any further. Come on, let's turn around. My dog is notoriously not interested in turning around. Like when she wants to go someplace, that is scaring the shit out of me. Okay, come on. Come on, Hagen. Let's go. Come on. Oh, come on. Yeah, oh, good. I got her on track. It's like a coyote or a werewolf or a jackalope or a kangaroo. I don't know. It's scaring or shit out of me. So it sounds like it's far enough away, but I have headphones on. You know, my microphone might be picking it up, but I don't want to be out here anymore. Last week we came out, there was a skunk. Oh shit. Come on, let's get out of here. Okay, now I feel like it's chasing me. Imagine if I was attacked and then but I was okay enough to get the show up. That would be something. Okay. That is spooking me out, kid. I'm talking to my dog. That is spooking me out, girl. Let's get out of here. So, anyway, I want to go home. I want to go. Show me the way to go home. I don't know what that. There's just I think I'm going away from it now. Okay, I can see our house. We're close. Imagine if we just made it and then my dog is scratching at the door later and Tammy comes out and the show doesn't get up. Tammy comes up, she's like, Hagen, what's wrong? Oh my goodness, is that a deer? No, that's not a deer leg. That's, oh my God. And it's just my leg, just right there. That'd be something. All right, no one's chasing me. There's no animals. Okay, so, yeah, okay, I think we're done. I think I've covered everything. It was a great 4 minutes of Jaws, but it was very quick because you got the end of Jaws of the Quint speech. Awesome. Then, as I said, right into, you go from tense to relax to frightening, and it was just perfectly, masterfully done. And now I'm done. I turned around, I don't see anymore. We're back on my yard, so I think we're going to be okay. Okay, now I'm done. I got to get this show up and out to you, and I need to go to bed. And is that a big shit in my yard that some other dog took? Nope, that's just a patch of grass. Okay, I'll be back tomorrow, as always, for what? I hear it again, but it's further away, so I think I'm safe. So I'll be back again tomorrow, as I said. But until then, you can follow me on all the socials at Geek Mentality. Except for TikTok, of course, which is Geek Mentality Mike. The Facebook page is Fans.Experts. I'm out of breath because I think I was running for my life, but I probably wasn't. The YouTube channel is Fans.Experts. Oh my God. See, we have woods right next to us too. And I remember one time the light turning on and all I see are these eyes reflecting back at me. I think it was just a dog who lived down the street, but I didn't know. And there's been deer. There's been coyotes. There's been, well, that's really it. No, I guess there's been a bobcat once in the area. Okay, come on, let's get the hell out of here. So, yeah. The YouTube channel is also Fans.Experts. That's because the website's fans.experts.com. Blah, 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 blah. You know the story. 24 days down. 1 week left. Really, right? Where? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Well, 8 days left. So we're really close. But I gotta go. I'm tired, and I want to go to bed. So I'll be back tomorrow. But until then, the beaches are closed. Thank you for listening. Thank you for subscribing. Thank the Lord that I made it back to my house in one piece. Whew, I'm alive, and I'll be ready to do this again tomorrow. But until then, here is my theme song.
This is my podcast, I made it. Geek Mentality's what I named it. And I think you should listen and subscribe. Cause I'm kinda funny and awesome. I think that I'm worth your time, and I'm kinda handsome. My mom says, please listen and please subscribe. At least listen to this episode.
Fans not experts.